To be honest, the idea of Rocket League being free never really crossed my mind. But once I saw CSGO go free to play, I ended up pondering the question, what if Rocket League went free to play as well? This question, like a lot of questions, piqued my curiosity and got me thinking quite a bit. Would it benefit the company? Would it benefit the game? Would it end up burning the game to the ground? I wanted to know what would happen if this game went free to play. I was just curious. So after a bit of thinking, I honestly believe that Rocket League could benefit a little bit from going free to play. If Rocket League were to go free to play, there is no doubt that the game would receive a massive jump in players. When CSGO recently went free to play, they gained about 85,000 average users a day. That is a huge increase, especially when you consider Rocket League only averages about 35,000 players a day on Steam. CSGO gained more than double the average amount of players playing Rocket League on Steam every day. That's crazy. That gain is massive. If Rocket League were to gain the same amount of players from going free to play, the game would set a new record for the most concurrent players to ever play in one day on Rocket League. Currently, the record for the most people playing Rocket League at one time is about 103,000 players. If Rocket League gained that 85,000 the same way CSGO did, you would see an average of about 115,000 players per day. That means that your average number, not even the peak, would beat the previous record for the peak in players in one day. That is insane. So the amount of players gained would be massive. But alright, sure, I get it. The game has more players now. But what does that matter if the game isn't earning money? The game's free now, so you're not paying to play. So what's it really matter? Well, you see, there are microtransactions within this game. With the addition of 85,000 average players, the amount of keys purchased would skyrocket, earning Psyonix a boatload of money. Microtransactions like keys earn free-to-play games so much money it's insane. Fortnite's in-game store earned Epic Games $2.4 billion in 2018. And free-to-play games in general earned $87.7 billion just from in-game purchases like keys. After hearing about that, you have to factor in the fact that Rocket League has three ways to spend money in-game. You have crates, the Rocket Pass, and the showroom. All three of these in-game purchases would keep the profit flowing for Psyonix, no doubt. However, with that being said, to me, there is a sort of big requirement when going free-to-play. People aren't going to buy microtransactions if they end up not playing the game. So, with that being said, the big requirement is that your game has to be able to hold players. And by that, I mean the game really has to offer good content. Good enough content that new players keep coming back for more. And honestly, right now, I don't know if Rocket League has that kind of content to keep enough of those new players here to make enough money to justify the change. As good as the content is right now, you have to think about today's demand for new content. We're in 2019, Fortnite is king. Constant updates are the way of games right now. There is just a set standard nowadays to provide renewing content added through updates. And to be honest, Rocket League updates that provide that kind of renewing content don't come all that often. So if there was a hurdle for Rocket League going free to play, that would definitely be it. But now with all of that being said, and all of my thoughts being thought out, I will honestly and truthfully say that I believe Rocket League could go free to play and succeed. But it all depends on whether or not Psyonix can provide rich enough content regularly. If they can, the new influx of players that going free to play would bring would no doubt in my mind produce more than enough revenue to justify going free to play. If anything, it might provide more profit than being a pay to play game. Do I believe Rocket League will ever go free to play though? Personally, I don't think they will, just because why change something that isn't broken? If it's a good game right now with consistent players, you don't need to change it. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the topic. Once I got thinking, I wanted to talk about it, so here I am. Hopefully you guys found this video semi-entertaining. If so, feel free to check out the other videos on the channel. There might be some interesting content for you. I don't know what you're into. But anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye.